Queen of the stitch, my girl Dane.
Hello there, my crafty knitters. Welcome back to the Knitted Oaks channel. Today I want to start a new series. It's called Quick Knit Tips. Now try saying that 5 times fast. Okay, so basically sometimes I'm knitting and I think of something that I want to share with you guys and I'm like, this is not that it's not worth anything, it's just that it's so small, or I don't have anything else to back it up with, or I feel like it'll be so random. I feel like it has to go someplace. I don't know. But finally, as time goes on, I've created this list of knit tips that I want to share with you guys. So I'm calling them quick because the video shouldn't be more than 3 minutes. Now into the quick knit tip of this week. Sometimes when you're reading a pattern, you come across this one thing that sounds very foreign. And I remember when I was starting Entrelac, I picked up Miss Rosemary Drysdale's Entrelac book. I love this book. You need to get it if you want to learn how to do this beautiful, mind-boggling design. The first time I saw this was years ago, and I was just like, I gotta know how they do that. Because 9 times out of 10, okay, this video is not going to be 3 minutes because I have little stories, little tidbits. 9 times out of 10, you see a pattern, or you'll see a knitted object in the mall on the mannequin, or somebody's scarf sitting next to you on the train, and you know how that pattern came about. You know, like, oh, that's just a 2x2 rib and a 3x3 cable pattern, and you know how to do it. But when you see this, you're like, well, where does it begin and where does it end, and how do they make little rectangles like that going in opposite directions? So it stumped me as a knitter, and I was a young knitter, a baby knitter or a beginning knitter when I first saw this, and I'm like, I gotta know how to do that. I want to know how to do that. It's taken me all of my years of knitting, which is 5 now. This past February made 5 years for me to figure this out, and I got taught by the author of this book at Vogue Knitting Live. That was here in New York City a couple of months ago. So I say all of that to say I was trying Entrelac for the umpteenth time on my own when I first purchased the book. And I was just like, ugh, I got to this one point where I didn't know what was going on. And her pattern, I followed everything to the T. But you know, Drysdale is from England, so she's European. And there came a point in the pattern where it says pick up and knit. And I said, all right, so I'm going to pick up the stitch and then knit it at the same time. But technically, how do you do that? Because if you see the previous videos I've done for you on how to pick up stitches off of an I-cord, that's normally how you pick up stitches off of anything. But that was a request to do it off an I-cord. So when you pick it up, you're using one needle to pick up the stitch. So how do you pick it up and then knit it, you know? So I was baffled. I was stuck at this point, but I figured it out somehow. I was like, I'm going to pick it up and then I'm going to knit it. It looked loose. It did not make the stuff right here tight knit and all that. It didn't do that. And I didn't talk about my experience too much here on YouTube because I did a blog post, and I'll put the link in the description box if you want to go read it and know all the intricate details of my Entrelac journey. But I was just like, pick up and knit. So finally, at the Vogue Knitting event, I brought the book with me, but she had these little printouts already, so we followed the printout on how to do Entrelac. And she said that one of the knitters that she had knit up some of the stuff for the book came to that point of confusion also. And I was like, what? You got a professional knitter stumped at the same point as me. I felt large and in charge. I was like, I never felt so happy to be confused in my life, because I know I'm not a professional knitter like that person is who she had, you know, knit for her book. So I was like, wow, okay, I'm not alone. So finally, she said that because she had done the class numerous times, and I had her class on Saturday, and the event was from like Friday to Sunday. So I went to the Saturday class, and she had classes on Friday already, and somebody finally said to her, like, you know what? You're incorrect in saying pick up and knit. You just need to say pick up, and we'll know what to do. So she was like, oh, you know, it's different, you know, because in England or France, because I know another knitter, her name is SockPixie, and I know her personally from when I was in Boston. So if you want to check her out, she is the designer of the February beret that is very popular. So I'll put the link to that in the description box as well. But she also in her pattern says pick up and knit or pick up and purl. And you know, they're from Europe, you know, so but here in the States we say pick up, you just know how to, you pick up knitwise. So that's why in my last video I said there's a difference between knitwise and purlwise when you're picking up stitches, because it all depends on, you know, what you're doing. So after I got that, I was cooking with grease, honey. I was flying, and there's pictures and everything of my little sampler on shellac, because I don't have it right next to me right now. But you can check it out because it's in the description box. So that is my quick knit tip for today. Again, it's just when you come across a pattern that says pick up and knit, it really means just pick up knitwise. Or if it says pick up and purl, you pick up purlwise. You don't have to pick up the stitch and then knit it right there. No, you do your row of picking up your stitches knitwise or purlwise, and that's it. You don't have to do 2 instructions, it's really just 1. So that's my quick knit tip for this week. Stay blessed. Remember, knitting is sexy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.